Welcome to the third episode of Mind Games. I'm your host, Bami, and today I'm going to be joined by Ole Sabrina, who, as you can see, beat my face. And we are going to be discussing mental health with regards to being an influencer in Botswana, as well as getting to know Ole a little bit and her work, which includes Faces by Ole. We'll meet her right after this short break. Welcome back to Mind Games. As promised, introducing me, Ole Sabrina. Hi, Ole.
Hi, Mommy.
How are you?
I'm great.
Great. So, I'm just going to start by asking you, who is Ole in 2019?
Ole Sabrina M is soon-to-be physics graduate, a blogger, a writer, a makeup artist, a content creator, and an all-round creative. Mm-hmm. That's me in 2019 in a nutshell.
Okay. That's a lot of titles.
It is. And I hope I've earned every single one. Really.
No, you have. Evidence of my face.
You look amazing.
Thank you. But you did mention that you're soon to be a physics graduate. How is a physics graduate such an all-around creative?
I think it was a case of what many people go through. You leave your Form 5 and you're not sure of what you really want to do with your life, but because you're an A-star student, everybody makes it seem as though you're poised to go a certain route. Definitely. You know, you need to get into finance or science or law and all of that. So that's how I found myself in this degree where I wasn't entirely clueless, but I was not passionate about it.
I get that.
And as time went on and I realized that this is really not entirely for me, I might be good at it, but it's not what I'm passionate about. And I just started off with very little things, like a photo shoot here, and I realized that I could write, and I started writing, and I realized that I could do makeup, and I started doing that. And fortunately for me, I'm good at everything that I do. I kind of have the Midas touch. Yeah. Everything I do turns into gold. Okay. So that's how I found myself
in a creative space. I mean, we've mentioned a few of the things that you do, but I also know that you are involved in #Creatives Link Up. So
#Creatives Link Up came about when I started out as a makeup artist about 3 months ago. I needed to get my work out there.
Okay.
But it was expensive.
Very true.
I had to get models, I had to get professional photographers, and I thought to myself, as somebody who's been a muse myself, as somebody who's modeled before, how do I incorporate all these things into one? I'm also really, really into editorial makeup. Yeah. So it only makes sense for me to offer my services to photographers as a makeup artist. Like, listen, let's do this. You bring a model, bring your camera, I bring the makeup, and let's make something beautiful. So it's basically bringing together different creatives coming together and accentuating every single brand. So everybody is at the forefront. Okay. The makeup is at the forefront, the model is at the forefront, photographer, designer, accessories, everyone is accentuated. Okay. And that's how I came up with the creative, with the #Creatives Link Up.
That's very interesting, because I think it's we've gotten to a point in the creative space in Botswana where collaboration is very important, not just to obviously help each other out in terms of growing and getting your work out there, but also, like you said, it's very expensive to be a creative in Botswana. So being able to share those costs and share experiences, because also while you're working with people, you meet other people that you wouldn't have known. Definitely.
You learn things. Yeah. I've learned quite a lot about photography, you know. I've learned a lot about making clothes. I've learned a lot from models. Yeah.
Definitely. Can you tell us about Faces by Ole?
Faces by Ole is my new baby. As I already stated, I started doing other people's makeup about 3 months ago, but I'm not entirely new to makeup. Okay. I used to do my own makeup sporadically when I do go out, or as a muse or a model. Or I'll do my makeup for photo shoots, and it'll mostly be creative. And I guess that's when I realized that I do have an inclination or a knack for editorial makeup. That's very much more my forte. But as you can see, I can pull anything off.
No, you definitely
I can pull anything off. So Faces by Ole, it's a house makeup artistry. I do bridal makeup, editorial makeup, fashion makeup, runway makeup, everyday makeup. Yeah. So if you got a face, I can zhuzh it up for you. Give you a new one. So that's basically Faces by Ole.
Perfect. We're still sitting with Ole, who obviously has an eye and a talent for makeup. When we come back, we'll be talking about mental health with regards to creatives in Botswana. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Mind Games. I'm still sitting with Ole Sabrina Am, and we'll be continuing our chat, moving more into the mental health space. Welcome back, Ole.
Good to be back.
Of course. I wanted us to talk about mental health now. And I wanted to know if you've ever been diagnosed with a mental health illness.
I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder. I took medication for that.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it didn't really work well with my system.
Okay.
And I put it off for a while. And in retrospect, I never got back on medication. In retrospect, I should have tried other medication, but I think I was entirely too afraid that things would get worse or I would never find the right one.
Yeah.
So I should have tried other medication. But I decided, let me try and deal with this more like as behavioral sort of.
Okay.
Using those kind of coping mechanisms. And some days I do fare well. Other days I do think to myself that I need to get back on medication. Yeah.
No, I completely get that. I've tried, I think, 4 different types of medication. And I unfortunately have the same story to tell as you. I stopped and I didn't go back because none of them were working well with me as well. But you were mentioning how you tried to deal with it in another way that I guess is more suited for you. And I guess that's my next question. How important is it to be self-aware, and what have you been doing to help you with those dark days?
I think being aware of your triggers, I've found, is one of the most important things. Sometimes I go through episodes where I don't feel well, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
And that's something that anxiety does to you. You're just like, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
You ask yourself why, and there's no answer for the why. So I found that grounding myself, there are these 5 steps that you take where you find something to touch, something to smell, something to see, something you can hear. That helps. That really does help. And after I go through those motions, I really think, why did I start feeling this way? What happened in the last hour? What happened yesterday that had me feeling this way? What triggered all of this? So that the next time I'm faced with the same type of trigger, I know what to expect. And it's also just knowing that you're not losing your mind. You're just going through the motions, and take it as it comes. Deal with it as the best way that you possibly can. Ground yourself, and tomorrow's another day.
When we think about creatives, do you think that creatives are more prone to mental health issues than any other skills bracket globally in Botswana?
That's a hard question to answer, and I'll answer it as just from observation. I'd say yes. And I've always thought that the reason could be that creatives are they're branching into something that not a lot of people do, and it's not always approved. Earlier I mentioned that when I got out of my Form 5, I went straight into science, even though that's not really what I wanted, but what was expected of me. So as a creative, nobody takes your jobs seriously as much as they would if you were a lawyer. You don't get the proper support. I know a lot of creatives that don't have any type of support from their parents at all. They've been cut off. And you add on to the fact that in our country, it's not a lot of money.
No.
We don't make money. We really do not make money. Creatives are starving. And I'm not saying money buys happiness, but I am saying it makes you comfortable enough such that when you're going through a depressive episode or an anxiety attack, when you are comfortable, it's easier to deal with things.
Definitely.
So there's just so many frustrating things that creatives deal with just in that line of work before they even get to their personal lives, that it exuberates the situation and their mental health struggles.
Because I was thinking as well about how I know a lot of people, including myself. I mean, I've always been a writer, but as far as being a published writer, that was because of a mental health issue. So I think a lot of people have found some sort of outlet in using that creativity. And so I guess that's me wondering if going through something, it's not always that creatives will have mental health issues, but also that some people might be driven to creativity as a way to deal with the mental health issues.
Say that insanity, and what do they say about insanity and being a genius?
Evidently, I'm not a genius.
You are a published writer. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Thank you. I guess in wrapping up our conversation, what advice or what would you encourage creatives in Botswana to do as a way of taking care of that mental health? Because I think in a job where you are expected to behave a certain type of way all the time, it takes a toll on you, and you have to protect yourself. So what would be your parting words with them?
Take a break, rest. That's something that a lot of us don't do. You work from, some of us work 9 to 5, 5 to 9. It's just you do not rest, and there's no way your body recuperates when you are constantly burning it out on top of burnout on top of burnout. Take a break, rest, and be careful about the type of the amount of work that you take on, and basically create, but don't kill yourself while creating. Do not bleed into your art.
Definitely. I think that's very, because in an effort to make ends meet, sometimes people will want to overwork themselves, but that obviously contributes to how you feel mentally.
I mean, you have to be alive to see your work and reap the benefits, though.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much, Ole, for taking your time to sit with us today, and also for all of this. It's been a very enlightening conversation, and we wish you the best, and we'll definitely see you soon again.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for your face. Such a lovely canvas. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. This was the third episode of Mind Games. I've had a lovely time talking to Miss Ole Sabrina, and I hope that you guys were able to take away as much as I did from this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and be on the lookout for brand new episodes of Mind Games. This is Bami. Ciao. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode of Mind Games, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button for brand new episodes. Thank you, and see you soon.